So government should be loath to take on any more debt. That won't go down well with the rating agencies. Growth is slowing, meaning not enough revenue is coming in. So will we see tax hikes tomorrow? To look at the expectations around tax, I'm now joined by Lucia Hlongwane, Tax Director at EY Africa. Great to have you with us, Lucia. So what are you expecting? I mean, it's going to be tough to raise taxes in an election year. Do we have to?
Good afternoon to you and good afternoon to your listeners at home. We actually do have to raise taxes. If you think about it right now, we need the revenue, and where are we going to get that? So it's a bit of, we need to balance this. We need to do a number of things that will incrementally put us in a better position given where we are. We talk about this as like the most difficult budget speech. I actually think this is the most difficult budget speech ever. Others are saying 20 years or 70 years, but I really think this is like so difficult. I don't remember a time when South Africa was faced with, we are putting you through junk status. That's like very, very serious, and that concerns everyone. So we need to partner, and the nice thing is that you can see that business is talking to government, and there is like collaboration now. We're getting to one voice. We're in this together. We need to find solutions, and that means a number of sacrifices. And if you look at it right now, I would also want to give another 1,000 in. You know, you would want to give something. We all need to give something. Business has to chip in and make sure that we can get out of this, because it is actually very dangerous. We are at the brink of going down, and we can't afford this as a country.
So let's look at the options, because you were saying it may not be just one area that he raises taxes, maybe a whole host. Personal income tax. We know that we have a small tax base carrying a large portion of the country. I think we were at 40% for the top echelon. Last year we went to 41. Will he be able to increase that burden further on the small tax-paying public, basically?
Looking at what we're facing right now, he should be able to. We should all take it in our chin and move on, if you think about it. But then there is a small portion, like you say, because he's not going to just do it across the board. He's going to say, those who are earning, let's say, above 1 million, this is what I'm expecting from you. But the other thing that you can do is to say, can we have that solidarity tax for the next 3 to 5 years, where we all pay, all like from maybe 1 million upwards, 45% for the next 3 years, and then go back to the basics. But your danger with that is that it might go on forever. And with that, your challenge is that if you look at Kenya, for instance, or you look at Nigeria, they're paying less than what we're paying. They're at like your 25% and whatever. So South Africans can say, that's a lot already. But we're facing unique circumstances, and we need to respond uniquely.
45%, that will startle a few people. Does that count as a wealth tax? There were huge calls last year for a wealth tax.
That's what we will call it, if you think about it, because put that and put VAT here. You say we do want to raise VAT, and I actually think we should go there as well. But with your VAT, everybody benefits. Like if VAT is down, all of us benefit. Okay, if we put it up, the poor suffer more. So we need to protect them, and I would protect them by saying, let's increase what is exempt, let's increase what is zero rated. But then if we do that, then we say personal taxes, you are benefiting already because I've increased VAT, and then you are also benefiting in terms of the basic stuff, so pay more in that area. So that will be your wealth tax.
Let's explore this more, because we do know that if you're poor, you spend a higher portion of your salary on food, for one thing, and just general goods and services. You don't have that disposable income to put away. So can we protect the poor? Because that has always been the issue. So already you don't pay VAT on things like bread, milk. Is that effective? So we can use this tool while protecting the poor?
We can use that tool, increase the VAT, but then increase the number of products that will be exempt to make sure that we have covered the poor properly.
That you can feed your family.
Yes, but then with that, you must remember that we are all going to benefit. So we must give something.
All right, as the tax-paying few. Let's look at...
And the companies as well.
Let's look at corporate tax, because that, you say that personal income tax is quite high. It's a big money spinner for the country, but we've kept corporate tax low, incredibly low at 28%. But we want to attract investors. We don't want to deter investment right now. Will he go there?
I would go there with an explanation, because remember that people aren't more worried about the taxes are high right now. We're worried about, are we sustainable? So your foreign direct investors would want to know not only the fact that your tax rates are high, they want to know that there's certainty, you do have the money you need to run the country, because if you don't do that, you're going to have to go and borrow. And the interest that you're paying on the borrowing is just a lot. I was reading something this morning that said we're actually paying about 130 billion in interest to service our debt. That's not right. So you need to find a way of saying we need to reduce the borrowing, and we can reduce the borrowing by getting in more tax.
All right, so
we must all be in the party to do that.
Okay, so it looks like definite tax increases according to you. Final question, anywhere else? We know sin taxes always go up. What else?
Yes, sin taxes, the fuel levy, and we might even talk about capital gains tax to say maybe increase the inclusion rate. That affects more the wealthy rather than the poor. So that's all what we should be looking at.
All right, thank you so much for your analysis. Yeah, brace for it. Possibly several different tax hikes, not just one, according to Lucia Hlongwane, Tax Director at EY Africa.